Rangers have been dealt a significant setback ahead of the next Old Firm clash, with fresh developments threatening to derail their preparations for one of the biggest fixtures of the season. The Glasgow Giants have picked up a strong run of form in recent weeks, but this latest issue could prove a major test for the squad and new manager Danny Röhl as they look to pick up pace in the title race. With the stakes as high as ever against Celtic, the timing of this blow could hardly be worse. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Danny Röhl has already transformed Rangers after just 3 games in charge. That's the view of former Rangers hero Mark Hateley. The Englishman has been mightily impressed by what he's seen from the German side since he became Russell Martin's replacement last midweek. After a false start in the Europa League with a 3-0 loss to SK Brann, Röhl has recorded back-to-back victories in the Scottish Premiership in the last 3 days, beating Kilmarnock 3-1 before a slender 1-0 win at Easter Road. He told football betting site BetRight, "In the first few games since Danny Röhl took charge of Rangers, you could see the instant difference he'd had on the team since taking over from Russell Martin. Rangers have now got a manager that is proactive, who wants to reconnect the players with the supporters. All good managers aren't afraid to chop and change formations, and Röhl is no exception. It's refreshing to see. Straight away, you could see 3 or 4 players hunting down the ball, unlike previously under Martin, where only 1 or 2 would lead the press. The fans want enthusiasm, high intensity, and goals. When was the last time Rangers scored 3 goals at Ibrox? We're seeing exactly how Röhl wants to play, and his philosophy. Hopefully, with the firm backing of the recruitment team and the board, Rangers will be back moving in the right direction under Röhl. Now in a huge Old Firm blow, Connor Barron is suspended for Rangers' upcoming Premier Sports Cup semi-final clash against Celtic. The derby will take centre stage on Sunday afternoon at Hampden Park when the arch-rivals meet in Glasgow South Side. Danny Röhl gave Barron a rare start for the Light Blues as they saw out a narrow 1-0 victory in the capital against Hibernian last night. The former Aberdeen man earned praise for his dynamic performance in midfield alongside Nicholas Raskin. He won't be able to immediately follow up on his impressive display though, as he will be forced to watch his teammates from the sidelines at the weekend. That's because the Scotland international received 2 bookings in the previous 2 knockout rounds that Rangers have participated in during this season's League Cup competition. Barron was booked on the 78th minute during the last 16 win over Alloa Athletic back in August. He was astonishingly cautioned on the exact same minute in the following round, which saw Rangers progress to the last 4 by defeating Hibs at home around mid-September. As per page 171 of the Scottish FA's Judicial Protocol for season 2025/26, a 1-game suspension must be served by players who pick up 2 yellows from teams who automatically enter the League Cup from the knockout stages. It's 3 yellows for teams that have played in the competition from the group stage. However, bookings are wiped for the semi-final, so hypothetically, if a player was on 1 heading into the semis, then picked up 1 in that game, he would not be banned for the final. It remains to be seen who will come into the starting 11 in place of Barron for the massive derby encounter with Celtic, currently led by interim manager Martin O'Neill. In other news, Danny Röhl's early days as Rangers manager may already be revealing a crucial tactical breakthrough, one that could finally unlock the best version of Nasser Giga. The German's approach against Hibs not only extended his unbeaten start in charge, but also showcased a shift in structure and discipline that many felt had been missing during the Russell Martin era. Röhl, who was officially appointed last week, oversaw a vital victory at Easter Road that keeps Rangers' slim title hopes alive. The win was a statement of intent from a side trying to rediscover its confidence after months of inconsistency and underperformance. Though it's still early in his tenure, Roll's tactical flexibility and willingness to adapt have already marked a clear contrast to his predecessor's rigid philosophy. Under Martin, Rangers had slipped into a worrying spiral. The Glasgow Giants now sit 11 points behind league leaders Hearts, having paid the price for defensive frailties and an overly expansive system that left the backline vulnerable. Martin's insistence on a back four and high fullbacks often exposed his defenders, leaving them isolated and easy to exploit, a problem that directly affected Giga's integration into the team. Giga, on loan from Wolves, was brought in during the summer to add pace and aggression to the defensive unit. Yet despite his clear physical attributes, he struggled to find rhythm in Martin's setup. Too often left to cover large spaces or recover from positional gaps, his raw ability was overshadowed by systemic flaws rather than individual shortcomings. That narrative may be starting to change under Roll. Against Hibs, Giga delivered a commanding display that drew widespread praise, most notably from Neil McCann on Sportscene, who highlighted both the defender's energy and newfound composure. At times, under Russell Martin, the two centre-backs were left isolated, but the one thing Giga has got is an aggression to his game. And another thing he's got is an afterburner, McCann observed. The gaps between the centre-backs were good tonight, but still it is a work in progress. McCann also explained why Giga's performances had dipped earlier in the season, pointing to tactical choices rather than effort. I think it was generally how Rangers were playing. The fullbacks were either inside or one high and one inside, and they never ever had any cover. Maybe that's why Russell Martin wanted to play high because of the pace of Giga, but you can't go 2 for 2 at times, and Rangers were doing that early on in the season. But with 3 centre-backs, it maybe allows him to pick his time when to step up. He played really well tonight and was a big part of that clean sheet. Roll's decision to switch to a back 5 appears to be paying immediate dividends. The shape not only provides defensive stability, but also gives players like Giga the confidence to express their natural aggression without being exposed. It's a structure that protects the centre-backs while giving Rangers wide players more freedom to influence the game. John Souttar, for example, now benefits from greater support either side of him, while Derek Cornelius looks increasingly comfortable in the left centre-back roles. Even James Taverner, who didn't start against Hibs, could thrive as a wing-back, a position that maximizes his attacking instincts without leaving the team short in defense. Early days though it may be, Roll's tactical tweak could prove pivotal. For Giga, in particular, it represents a fresh start. One built on structure, balance, and the chance to finally show the qualities that made him such an exciting summer addition. For Rangers, it might just be the first real step toward restoring the defensive solidity and confidence required to chase down the teams above them. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.